What's up, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for checking in today. And boom! I'm excited for today's video because we're talking about one of my favorite creators of all time, David, wait for it, Dobrik. David Dobrik. If you clicked on this video, you probably already know who David is. You probably are watching a lot of his vlogs, have been following him for a while, or at least saw his breakup video with Liza Koshy and know him in that regard. But for like the 10% of you who don't know who he is, it's gonna be like a quick 15-30 second recap on who David is and why it is that we're talking about him today.
Ready, set, go.
So back in 2013, a social media platform came out under Twitter known as Vine. And most everyone knows about Vine, but David was a huge Viner. Started back in 2013, and his first Vines were very much normal kind of Vine, like just a person in their phone held up, talking to it, cutting the video, moving to another angle, shooting the next angle, and then kind of going around doing that back and forth. Before David even did that, he actually started out doing compilation videos of popular Vines and then re-uploading those. And he actually was getting a lot of views and a lot of followers just from doing that, and he started to branch into his own stuff, and that's when he started making his own Vine. Flash forward a couple years, and then David had jumped ship from Vine and was focusing on doing vlogs on YouTube right before the big crash at the end of 2016 when Vine said that they were going out and they would be ending in a month or so. So now David amassing over 8 million subscribers, I believe, on YouTube. Let me see. Yeah, as of recording this, David at 8.3, almost 8.4 million subscribers. Every video he gets getting between basically 3 and 5 million views. David is definitely one of those massive creators on YouTube right now. Cool, so that's who David is. He's a Viner that came over a couple years ago and started doing vlogs and found success on YouTube. But it's not just because he had a following on Vine that brought their audiences to YouTube. That's definitely most likely a big factor into it. But I want to focus on why David Dobrik has become so successful at YouTube. So one of the biggest reasons David Dobrik is so successful is because of his content. Obviously, without content, you're nothing on YouTube. That is what you do. You post content. But with David's stuff, he got into vlogging. By 2016, vlogging had been done before, but it was definitely around that time, it was gaining a massive following. And so David jumped right into the right kind of content to create, to flourish the most in YouTube. But what David did that was so different from other people at the time was that instead of having a vlog, most people know it, with your phone or your camera out, the lens facing towards you, with you talking at it, David decided to flip that around, and now instead of the camera facing him most of the time, he actually flips it so that it's facing what he's seeing. It's his point of view. Because of this, the vlogs now feel like you're a part of it. You're a part of David's crew. You're with him on these vlogs, and you're seeing his perspective. And that definitely gives a more personalized feeling for the audience member, because they're not just watching a talking head, kind of going through their life. No, you're in this, you're in these moments. And as someone that's a fan of someone on YouTube and on these social platforms, you want to be there. You want to be friends with these people. They are your celebrity. So the fact that you feel like you're part of that just makes the experience so much better. Okay, so that jumps right into our next point, in that David is able to keep your attention as a viewer for his vlog. Obviously, this is super important for anyone that's making any kind of video content. You want to keep someone's attention. And how do you do that? Well, entertaining content is one, but a huge factor is knowing your audience and who are you addressing these things to. David definitely is aware of these things. The majority of people that watch their specialized content creator and don't just go for news or Tonight Show or SNL highlights are definitely kids that are either in elementary school, through middle school, and then kind of into their 20s. So David knows that he has a young audience. And what's young to funny people? I was gonna say, what's young to funny people? What's funny to young people? Things that are fast-paced, things that are loud, things that are just silly and outrageous. And so David does this really well. All of his vlogs are chopped up into these small segments, and most of his segments are challenges or reactions. And as a kid, they wanna see that. They wanna see people being shocked and surprised by things that they can't do. They wanna hear loud noises that are sudden and exciting, because they haven't experienced a whole lot of different experiences. And so in these vlogs, they're kind of seeing these things and they're excited for it. It's not a super refined sense of humor like we might see with a comedian. As an adult, we watch all these comedy Netflix specials, but for someone that's maybe 14 or younger, they don't really get the whole dark humor of the world and stuff. They just want to see things that are light and funny and exciting. And David brings that in his vlog with those fast action skits, with his fast jump cuts, and a sense of humor that's just lighthearted and good-willed. Point 3 are the length of his videos. Most vlogs that you see typically could be between 20 and 30 minutes. And yes, that's like the size of a show, but that's a long time to follow someone on their daily life. David has a vlog that's only 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. So with this short frame vlog, he's able to cram in a bunch of content into this shortened down space. And it's not like he only does 4 minutes and 20 seconds of his life. A vlog is typically about 2 to 3 days, and so he just breaks that vlog into all these different pieces that are quick. Each bit could be essentially the length of a Vine. It can be about 7 to 10 seconds of these really funny skits that just came into the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. It's almost like a highlight reel for David's life. And since they're so short, by the time you've gotten through one, you're ready for the next one. And it's not like a long vlog where you just spent 20 to 30 minutes of your life watching this one person, like, oh, I gotta get back to what I was doing. No, you can watch another one. So David has this set up so that you can binge watch his stuff. After watching 3, it hasn't even been 15 minutes. Maybe that's what your break is at work. Especially with autoplay being such a big thing, just rolling right into the next one, it's so easy to capitalize when you have a shorter video. Point 4 on this list I want to make is that, again, continuing on with this theme of keeping the audience entertained, not only are his vlogs shorts, he's also done something that a vlogger at the time didn't really do, and he has characters in it. His friends, maybe his family, people that he meets, they've kind of been given this personality that's been accentuated. You have Scotty, who is kind of the depressed one that's just kind of doing silly stuff. Toddy, who is the womanizer, the good-looking. Corinna, the promiscuous one of it, if you will, or slut, if you want to say that. But I'm not into shaming people. Big Nick, the little person. Jason, the older man. Jonah, the fat, funny guy. He has these almost like stereotypical characters that are actually his friends in here. And even though their personalities do shine through, I definitely think David focuses a lot on the way that he's made them look, to make them act in this way. So when you watch it, you're not just watching the life of David Dobrik, you're also kind of watching this sitcom that's also a life, and it's this hybrid that just makes things really interesting and so different. What David will also focus on is, since he has these characters, he's gonna make short skits. A lot of vlogs you'll see, like especially watching Casey Neistat, all about just watching point A to point B. There's a story that's being told or a day that's being gone by him. But with David, he adds in these little bits and pieces of pre-made skits. I'm doing. A lot of times his skits will involve maybe celebrities where they kind of parody or do lines, like with Drake and Josh. So Josh is always doing the Drake and Josh stuff, or he has John Stamos on sometimes, and just these different kinds of interactions where he just plans something in between the real life events in David's life. So this brings me to the next point, in that David's consistent. And David, in an interview at VidCon just this past year, talked about how consistency is one of the biggest things to be successful in YouTube. And David has done over 450 vlogs, and from what I can tell, he hasn't missed a day, minus the time that he took a break between his 419th vlog and his 420th vlog. But David doesn't miss a day. He posts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually late at night. So you can guarantee Monday, Wednesday, or Friday night, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday morning, you're gonna have a vlog available to you that you can watch from David. And posting 3 times a week really makes a strong case, because daily videos being the ultimate one, but you can kind of get burned out when you watch the same person every single day. But with David, because they're shorts, because it's every other day, if you're up to date, you watch one, you're either gonna be craving the next one, or you watch it, you're good, you do your thing, and by the time the next day comes around, you're like, you know what, I'm ready for this. You don't eat Chipotle every day, you don't go out and get Sweet Green, you change it up. But after you've taken a day or 2 off, you might get a craving for that again. And that's what David does. And especially since they're so short, you watch it, it's done, you just want more after that point. Some of the characters that he has and his friends in there are other Viners like Heath and Zane, Gabby, even Liza, these people that have these large audiences that he brings over, and that they all just share this audience together. And finally, Jason, who I would say really is the co-star to David's vlogs. And Jason is a real comic. Like, he's been on TV sets and on movies and has worked with other larger name real comics, so he understands comedy. He's been in entertainment business for decades. So even if he's not necessarily succeeding in the way that we do think someone in that genre should, he still has that couple decades of experience that he can help use and give to David. Finally, the reason why David Dobrik succeeds so well on YouTube is from his strategic use of social media. You really can't just post on YouTube, especially when you're starting out, because when you have 0 subscribers or 10 or 100 or maybe even 1,000, you have a very small audience. They'll tell their friends, but it's gonna be such a slow growth that you need to expand who's watching it. And the best way to do that is through social media. And so David does that. He has Snapchat, he's always posting stuff. He's posting more and more on Instagram. Where David succeeds the most in social media is on his Twitter, because after every video, he always says someone's name and then tweet at me. So he has that engagement now. If you're following someone on Instagram, you can do like a DM or you can at someone, but typically only a smaller group of people will see that. But if you're having 4 million people watch your video and then you show a fan's handle that you did a shout out for them, they all will see that and they're gonna want that. So they're gonna follow you on your Twitter and they're gonna want that shout out too. It creates this connection between the creator and the audience, especially because these are younger kids. These are their idols and they're so easy to contact. 4 million people are gonna see their handle on screen and their creator's gonna shout them out. Everyone would want that. Everyone wants that kind of validation. And David does a great job. Awesome. So those are my reasons why I think David Dobrik is succeeding so well at YouTube. There are some outside factors why David is probably popular. There is his relationship to Liza Koshy, probably one of the biggest YouTube creators on the platform now and potentially one of the most talented, in my opinion, ever to be on YouTube. Of course, his celebrity guests that he has on. There are outside sources that have definitely helped David out a lot here where he is. But for this video, I want to focus on David's successes on his own, because I think when you look at all the factors of everyone that has been successful, there are always these outside influences, but it's really important to look at the individual thing that person, that I have done to get to the level where we're at, because that's the victory. That's where it's at, because you did that, I did that, David did that. David got to 8.5 million subscribers, and you can cut out the other things, but ultimately it was his determination, his hard work, and his creativity that got him to a certain level. All right, friends, thank you for checking in. I hope you liked that video. David Dobrik is absolutely one of my favorite creators of all time. We say all time like it's forever, when honestly most of us have probably been watching YouTube literally no more than 10 years, and probably if anything it's been 3 to 5 since we actually really got into it. But friends, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see all of you friends in the next video. Peace. What's up, welcome back to my Instagram channel. Back Instagram. What's up, welcome back to my Instagram. Oh, again.